Right, so you're the wife.
Yeah.
You're the Titanic fanatic.
I'm not a fanatic.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know that much. I just love it.
You just love it. Okay,
It's my favourite film.
okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ruin that for you. It's not your favorite. It's not going to be your favourite film.
It will be my favourite film.
Okay.
I won't believe what you tell me.
Yeah, because none of it's true. The story you believe.
What do you mean when it's true? Oh, the
Story
film's
you
not
believe.
true.
Yeah, the story you believe is a false. Is a false. It's a lie. So you looked at a conspiracy, didn't you?
Yeah.
Explain.
To be fair, I'm starting to believe it
Mm.
because there's a lot to go with it. But so it was swapped with a sister ship before it set sail.
Yeah. What was the sister ship?
The Olympic.
Yeah.
And it was all something to do with an insurance scam or something like that. I don't know much detail.
Yeah.
But it was all something to do with that. And then something to do with 3 men. They wanted to like kill off 3 men or something.
Well, the 3 men were what's his name? JP Morgan were his main rivals, like the 3 of the richest men. And he was competing with these 3 men.
What, are they just rich men, or are they what are they like?
I don't
do with the.
I don't like fully know their whole story and why they were all sort of rivals, but I know that these 3 men were like competing with JP Morgan to be the richest.
Mm.
And I don't think that's much part of like the story I looked at. But I think it all could all be connected. But I don't know.
So are they the 3? They weren't actually on.
No, the 3 that were his 3 rivals were on it, yeah, and they all died.
Okay, so who? Because there was people that weren't on it, weren't there?
Yeah, so JP Morgan backed out last minute, and
someone's wife was ill or something.
yeah, what was his name again? Can't remember his name, but his wife backed out, and like because like she was ill. Like so, JP Morgan backed out because he said he was ill, and then he was spotted in France 2 days after, on the beach looking
not ill,
looking well. Yeah,
mm.
and then the other bloke was spotted in Wales, and his wife looks fine. Yeah, like so it starts like the 20th of March. Like the Olympic crashed into the SS Hawk or HMS Hawks. Yeah, and like they couldn't claim on the insurance for that crash, so like so they had to like bring the Olympic back and like repair it all and everything. But it was going to cost them. It was going to cost them shitloads to repair it, and they had all loads of like legal bills to pay and everything. So that like so with all the costs of that delayed the like the Titanic's like voyage, because it was supposed to be on the 20th of March.
What, that they set sail?
Yeah, but it got delayed to the 10th of
April.
no the 10th of April. It set off.
I thought, yeah.
It sunk on the 14th. Was it the 14th or the 12th? No,
Oh, God, no.
no, it sunk on the 14th, but it set off on the 10th.
Look at my picture.
Yeah, yeah, go on, have a quick look.
The 10th. Told you. 10th of April.
It sank on the
Oh,
10th of April. So it set off on the 10th of April, but it
sunk on the 12th.
Yeah. Yeah. So it so it was supposed to go on the 20th of March, but it didn't. Like because of the cost of everything, like they couldn't afford to do it then, and that to delay it. that long. And oh, and also as well, like the advertisement posters of like the Titanic. Like these posters were all around like the country and everything, but like the picture, like the picture of the boat advertised on these posters wasn't the Titanic; it was the Olympic that they were taking pictures of to advertise it. But I reckon like that was because like they knew the whole time that they were going to
use that one. So they were
use that
never
one. So
planning
that
on taking the Titanic.
well, I don't know, but I think her like so getting people to see like the Olympic on these advertisements, it would get people used to seeing what the Olympic looks like. Like because they say that they were identical, but they weren't identical.
Yeah.
So like so the Titanic, it had 14 portholes on like the sea deck or something. I can't remember which one it is. Like so we had 14 portholes like evenly spaced out, and it looks quite clean. But the Olympic had 16 unevenly placed portholes, so it would be like one here, then it'll be another one over there. So like they're all kind of scattered around, not in an even spacing. And like when they've gone down to like to see the like the wreckage of the Titanic, it's showing the same portholes as is the Olympic, and not the Titanic. So it's like, if it was the Titanic that sank, why isn't it the same? Yeah. It's not showing as the same. It's the same thing.
And some of the bits like recovered, like they've all got an individual number, haven't they? I don't know which way round. Which one? 400 and 401. Which is which?
400 is the Olympic. 401 is the Titanic.
400 is the Olympic. Yeah. So when they were, so the stuff they found should have said 401 on it.
Yeah.
But a lot of it said 400.
Yeah. So like what they did apparently is, like so the Olympic had already been like used as as like a passenger ship, and obviously it crashed into the SS Hawk. But it had previously been used. Like so, it had footprints. It had like wine stains all over the floor, everywhere, and everything. So what they did apparently before is they carpeted like the whole of the floor on the Olympic to make it like to hide all this, like because if everyone was getting on board, seeing footprints when it should have been their first time ever going out.
Yeah.
It's like, why is it got like why is it all a mess? Why is there dirty footprints? Why is there wine everywhere? So that's to hide it all with the carpet. That's why it was all carpeted. And like there was knives and forks found. Well, no, like the knives and forks in like the Titanic as it went out. Like they were all labelled up as Olympic knives and forks, whereas it should have said it should have all said Titanic on them. So it's like,
no one like clocked that, or
well, I don't think so. Obviously, it has been clocked. But I think they found out that all the knives and forks said Olympic on them when it was sank, and it's been like discovered underwater and been looked at and everything.
So when it crashed on the 20th.
Yeah, 20th. Hold on, let me just.
Or would it have crashed before? And it was meant, because if it was meant to set sail on the 20th, so it would have crashed before, wouldn't it?
So the 20th of September, it crashed into the SS Hawk. Not the 20th of March. I got that wrong.
Oh, okay.
But it was the 20th of March that the Titanic was supposed to go out, but it went out on the 10th of April instead. But it was the 20th of September, 1911. So like the year before.
Yeah.
It crashed.
So then they just saw that as an opportunity to think, oh, we can get money, and left it broken on purpose, and then decided to
Well, yeah, sort of. Like, so they saw it
that one.
as, yeah, so they saw it as a chance, like to fix it up enough so it looks like it's brand new and it looks fine and everything. But because like the real Titanic was in a like perfect condition,
Mm.
like they kept that one aside, and then they'd send out the Olympic because it wasn't in perfect condition. And because like they were like running extremely low on money because of like the repair cost of the Olympic and legal bills, everything. So they thought, oh, if we send it out, purposely crash it, we'll get a massive insurance claim, which was 25 million. They got as an insurance payout, which is equivalent to, I don't know, probably 500-600 million, a bit more maybe, I don't know.
Well, I couldn't have like gone out with the intention thinking we're going to hit an iceberg because they wouldn't know if they were going to hit an iceberg, surely,
Well, yeah.
unless they were just going to crash it into whatever they could
Well,
find.
like when it went, like when it actually like set off, like so the side like which was showing on like the dock, it looked all fine and everything, but like the other side of the ship, like so apparently there'd been a fire burning in one of the coal rooms for like the past like 3 weeks before, and like there's been pictures taken of it on like the other side, and like where like the iceberg did hit and tear it all apart. Like there's a big black sort of like big black sort of like
Smudge.
yeah like smudge on the side of the ship, which is obviously from the fire.
Hmm.
Which that apparently made like the metal 75% weaker than it should have been.
So it could potentially have survived that iceberg hit if the metal wasn't weak. Do you reckon?
Uh, well, probably yeah.
So who? So obviously, I know the film's based on a true story and stuff. Obviously, there's bits going to be different. But when they were trying to like sway away from it, like turn away from it,
Hmm.
would any of those people in control of like steering the ship, any of them would have known about this, or would they have genuinely been trying to
No,
save
they
it?
wouldn't have known. So the only people who would have known would have been yeah. So like the only people that would have known would have been J.P. Morgan, J. Bruce Ismay, uh, Thomas Andrews, and Lord Pires. But the thing is, Lord Pires and Thingy were on it. Ismay.
What were they like? What kind of position were they in? Anything to do with that to know about it? If you know what I mean.
So J.P. Morgan is obviously like the owner of White Star Line.
Fine.
What White Star Line?
Yeah.
He owns the company. He owns the
Mm.
Titanic and the Olympic. Uh, Thomas Andrews like constructed it all. He like planned like the design and everything of,
Yeah.
of both ships. Uh, J. Bruce Ismay was the director of the company, so he was obviously big in it. He's not far off sort of owning it. He's almost got that position.
Yeah.
Yeah. So J.P. Morgan, he obviously backed out. Was J. Bruce Ismay who backed out because of his wife, and then Thomas Andrew was left on it.
Yeah. Tom. He's the one that designed it. He was on it.
So J. Bruce Ismay was on the ship, so he's the director, but he survived. He got off on the last lifeboat to save them, and then Thomas Andrews he died on it. He was last seen in the smoking room with like no life vest on, just
Oh, the smoking room, then not the dining room. Yeah, he was staring at the clock.
yeah.
If the film's true.
Well, yeah, like that's the last like reported sighting of him was just standing there waiting to go. But it makes me think, why would he be on it if he knew it was going to sink? So that's something which
Yeah.
really,
Well, no, you wouldn't, would you?
or unless he was willing to go down with it to make the story look more believable. But it
That's
depends.
a big, like, that's a lot.
Well, yeah, I know, but
Considering it wasn't even that ship that he designed.
well, he designed both of them. He designed
Ah.
Titanic and Olympic.
Unless that there was something deeper between them. He was like made to go on it, like to sort or maybe if the big guy, the director,
Thomas Andrews.
the owner,
Jay Bruce's
he
mate.
was on it. Yeah, so maybe they were planning on getting off together, and then maybe he felt guilty about it all.
Yeah, it could be. There
And
could
then
be a
didn't
hole. There
wanna
could be a
bother.
hole.
That's a different thing, isn't it?
It's all like government, isn't it? You know, like so, someone called Paddy, like was one of the like construction workers on the Titanic.
Mm.
And he like told like loads of these construction people that that the two ships had been swapped out, so it wasn't the Titanic going, it was the Olympic going. And then like JP Morgan caught on to the fact that he knew and was going around telling everyone. And then he got a government official person, and like this government bloke, he like come to all of them and said, right, he read out like the official Secrets Act or something. So, so if they ever like told this secret out and broke the secret, they would get 20 years prison and like would have no work when they come out of prison. So he admitted that, and not long before he died, to his son, and then his son, came out with that letter in 1996 and made it official for everyone to.
Did anything happen to his son then?
Not that I know of.
So if they were swapped, where's the Titanic now?
Well, that was stripped. Well, no, like so, like the Olympic was like originally stripped, but obviously, it's if the theory is true, then it was the Titanic that was stripped.
Mm.
And like so, parts of it were put in the White Star Hotel or White Line Hotel in Stratford, and like so panels off the staircase like were put into the building into this hotel, and all of these panels had 401 on the panels, which it could just be a weird coincidence that these panels already had 401 on them for whatever reason. But 401 was the Titanic's number.
Oh, right, okay.
Like so, if they're stripping it off the Olympic, why is it?
Is it that number?
Yeah, why has it got 401?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of stuff which kind of.
There's a lot to back it, isn't there?
Right, so JP Morgan also removed 7 like extremely expensive bronze statues from the Titanic before it was gone. Like so, unless he wanted these statues removed because he wasn't going on it, or
What, the Titanic or the Olympic?
like the Titanic, so like the one which actually went, which is supposed to be the Titanic.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But on that boat there was 7 like very expensive bronze statues on it, like solid bronze, and like was roughly an hour before it was sent out. He like got people to remove these statues, so it's like he knew that it was going to sink, and he didn't want these statues to go because of their expense.
Is there any like museums that have got stuff in that has like the wrong number or whatever?
I'm not too sure, but I know that the one in London, like, because there's like a whole conspiracy. You mentioned it before about that mummy, like a pharaoh or something.
Oh, that it was cursed by an Egyptian mummy princess.
Yeah. So like there was.
She was like kicked out of Egypt. I don't know why, but she was kicked out of Egypt and then supposedly cursed. a lot of stuff throughout England, the Titanic being one of them. And that's why it sank. But that's just like, that's been mental.
No, I thought it was a woman who owned something. Her like a mummy, like a pharaoh mummy or something, and she tried to get it on the Titanic, which apparently she did get it on the Titanic, but like so it sank. Like so people believe that the curse of this mummy sank the boat. But the thing is, now this mummy is in a museum in London. So obviously, like when it sank, like they must have saved this mummy and put it on a lifeboat and take it off.
That's a bit mad though. You wouldn't save like a mummy, would you, over a human?
Well, yeah, exactly.
So
So
I didn't. I read that it was believed by some for a bit, but then it was proven that it was just all rubbish basically, because this mummy princess never actually existed. It was just a made up thing.
Yeah.
So it was just put to bed.
Well, I don't really know too much about that, but I know
I only
it was.
looked a little bit into it, but that's the reason why that's not like a thing anymore.
Well, that was kind of. I think it was.
That's just a mental thing to think anyway.
Yeah, like because like loads of people come up with hundreds of different conspiracies. Some had good backing, some didn't. Some are just fucking ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. The Olympics got quite a bit, to be fair.
Well, it's got
A lot.
It's got proof.
Proof, yeah.
Like so there's pictures of the Titanic, like being constructed, and like these pictures don't match what's actually in the water.
Yeah.
So it's like it's obviously not the Titanic under the water.
Yeah.
It's got to be the Olympic, like because they match perfectly.
Yeah.
So I reckon it all was a big insurance scam.
We should go to this hotel.
What's White Star Hotel? White Line Hotel?
Yeah.
Star Line Hotel.
White Star Line.
No, I'm trying to think of the name of the hotel.
White Star.
Is it? Is it?
I think so.
Yeah.
In Stratford.
Stratford.
Should we go?
Yeah. Go sleep there. That's what you do at hotels.
It is, yeah.
We have breakfast, like.
No, I want to look
stuff.
at all the pieces of the boat, of the ship.
Mm.
Great song though, isn't it, in the film?
Sing it. Go on.
No. I haven't warmed up.
Go on. Give us a little demo. Go on.
No.
Go on, give us a little one.
No.
You should do like a singing podcast.
No.
Just sit
Why
here
should
and...
I do a singing podcast?
Ooh.
No.
No good.
You can sing.
No, I can't.
You sing it.
Sit like you just sing it to me, like to remind me. Because I can't think how it goes.
Near,
Far,
wherever you are.
Here we go.
Aww.
Podcast.
Makes me cry every time.
No, you win every time. I'm just like flicking between five.
Why did you pick my engagement ring?
Why did I pick your engagement ring?
Well, obviously because you wanted to marry me, but what? Like why? Why that one?
Because it's blue. Heart of the ocean.
Heart of the ocean.
Yes. We're just going to drop it in the ocean now. You go.
No chance, mate.
You can go join the original one.
Yeah, it's in the ocean.
Mm.
But then apparently Jack and Rose never existed, and that was just made up for the purpose of the film, to add to it.
Well, you never know, right? Because
I think the names were, the names were of real people, but I don't.
Well, probably. They're very common names. I'm sure. I'm
No,
sure,
like
I'm
the
sure
full
about 100
names.
Jacks and 100
Right.
Roses on the boat.
Just shut up. No, the actual like full names. They were people that were on the boat, but I don't think they actually like fell in love and had sex in a car and.
No, so why would
stuff.
they pick them two random ones if they had no?
Well, maybe there was
If they had
something.
no
Maybe there was something,
relevance
but I
to
think
each
that
other.
maybe it was exaggerated. I don't know. I've not looked into it. I refuse to look into that because I don't want to believe it.
Was
Like,
the heart of the ocean a real thing?
Well, this is what I mean. Like, if that wasn't a thing, then is the heart of the ocean real? And then it depends if that because that was from the other relationship, the bad one. So it depends whether that was.
There was a lot of rich people on it, so I'm sure someone on there had a very expensive necklace.
Well, yeah, but it very easily could have been just made up for the purpose of the film.
Probably was.
Because every tragedy needs a good love story, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Should we watch it now?
No, it's like 3 hours, isn't it?
Yeah.
I get bored.
No.
I get bored of sitting down too long.
You just look at me and smirk and giggle when I start crying. So
yeah,
I need to watch it on my own.
What? No, watch it tomorrow. In the day.
I'm busy tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Doing what?
Out.
Where are you going?
To Tamworth.
That's now you tell everyone where we live.
We don't live in Tamworth.
Well, now you're telling everyone where's
I could be going to Spain tomorrow.
You're not going to go to Spain to do shopping, are you?
No, you don't know that.
What, you're just
I
going
might be going to Spain to go on holiday for the weekend.
You're not.
But, okay. But people don't know that, do they?
Well, we're having a nice holiday in Australia next week, aren't we? Where it's going to be snowing. We're going to go to the arcades and...
Oh my God.
We're going to go to the arcades and see Sid and Lizzie.
Stay in the caravan.
Stay in the caravan.
We've gone way off topic here.
Yes, the Titanic.
I think we should expand this podcast, though. Go and stay in the White Star Hotel in Stratford. We should go to the museum in... Where's the museum? There's a few, isn't there? Well, there's a hotel you can stay at in Liverpool that's like actually a boat on the river. That's meant to be like mod. I don't think it's like actually like stuff from there, but because it was Liverpool has some connection to it. It was built in Is it built in Liverpool or built in Belfast?
I think it's built in Liverpool.
Belfast has something to do with it as well.
It stopped off in Belfast or something like that.
Well, we should do all these things. In America, there's a museum and they have this like tank of water, and you stick your hand in it and it times how long you can keep your hand in there, and it's the actual temperature of what the ocean was when it sank. So that's what like people would have had to try and survive
it's just
in.
like having an ice bath.
But people, shut up. It's but yeah, you've got to like see how long you can last in it, and people can't even last a minute. It's that cold.
I'd last a minute.
Of course you would.
Well, like just your hand.
Yeah. That's like in freezing cold water. It's horrible when you. I can't even wash my hands under the tap for too long when it's too cold.
Yeah, I know, but as soon as you're washing the dishes, you put it at. It's like you just put the kettle on and just poured it into the washing bowl.
No, I haven't.
It's that. Yes, it is. My hands come out after doing a wash after you put all the water in, and they're like as bright red as the fucking wine.
Oh.
What?
It's a bit dramatic, isn't it?
Wait, no,
if
not
your
really.
hands came out that colour.
Well, they're like red. They're red. They always come out red.
Okay.
They hurt.
Well, you don't wash up that often, so I'm sure it doesn't affect
Don't
you that
touch
much.
it, no. Don't touch it.
Right, we keep going off topic.
Well, there's no topic anymore.
Okay. So, can we do these things then?
Do what things? Have you just farted? And you
No,
just
no. I'm my bum hurts. So, did it set sail from Southampton?
Southampton to New York.
Yes.
But it didn't quite make it to New York.
No, it didn't even make it to bloody.
1,500 people killed.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of people.
I can't remember where it was that was. Whereabouts were they? I know they were like smack
Atlantic.
bang in the middle of the goddamn ocean, but what were they like near?
Newfoundland.
That's a dog.
I think it was near Newfoundland.
Well, if it set off on the 10th and it sank on the 12th, how far's the ship get in 2 days?
I don't know, but they were going at full speed, which they shouldn't have been going at full speed. But they went at full speed because they were running like a little bit behind. So they thought, all right, we'll fucking crank the speed up a bit and we'll get there quicker. But but that actually like give them less time to react to this iceberg. Like, 'cause obviously they saw it, and because they're going at full speed, it took them a lot to slow down.
Yeah, so if they weren't speeding, they could have potentially got rid of it. But didn't you say that it would have made more sense to just go into it?
Yeah, so they obviously like put the engines in like a reverse and turn left. But the fact that they turn left, like so it scraped the side of it. Like, whereas instead, if they went head on into it, or like maybe turn left a little bit, like just so they're not going into the whole thing, but like they would have had more chance of surviving it if they went head on.
What? Because it would have
Because they would have broke it instead of having a little bit scrape the side.
Yeah, because it like hit a bad bit, didn't it?
Oh yeah, like they hit a bit which was under the water. That's why they didn't know it was sinking straight away.
Okay.
And like they thought that they just went past it and a few bits fell on the deck and that was it. Then the reports on from like the coal rooms that it was flooded.
Because it was only like 2 hours from when it hit, wasn't it? That it took to fully sink.
Yeah. It was pretty quick, really.
Oh yeah.
I would have just drank a bottle of whiskey and just jumped into the water.
Would you not have tried to get out?
Well, no, because I'm a bloke. You wouldn't have done.
God.
Unless like you were super rich, like a super rich bloke, you probably had more chance.
Oh God.
But if I was just me.
That's what bit gets me in the film, you know.
What?
And they put Rose in the boat, and then she's just looking up at Jack. Oh. And then she jumps out. That's what I'd do.
So, for me.
Are you taking the piss?
I'd
do it for Jack though.
I bet you would, wouldn't you?
No.
Of course you would.
Do you not think I'd do that for you?
I'm joking. Right.
You wouldn't do it for me.
No, I would.
Oh my God.
Of course I would, but I wouldn't be on the boat before you.
Well, you don't know.
But
You could be like that guy in that suede red dressing gown that like had the shittest moustache going but managed to get on, and then thought by turning his head slightly people wouldn't think he's a man.
No, I think
they'd already started lowering it by this point. So.
I think I'd rather just drink a bottle of whiskey, smoke as many fags as I could, and just jump into the water.
What, and die?
Yeah.
But what if our kids were on it?
Well, that's a bit different.
Like, would you obviously you'd want me and them to get in a boat, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, I'd like make sure that you all got on it. Like, say, obviously got kids and women on first.
Yeah.
So I think I would obviously get you on it, knowing that I wasn't about to.
Oh God, no!
Stop. I wasn't about to get off.
Just stop, because I'm gonna cry in a minute.
So
No, seriously, I'm gonna get sad because I don't even want to think about it.
So I'll quickly run off. Go and find a bottle of whiskey.
Are you not listening to me?
Go and find some fags, and I'll just smoke and drink away. And then I'll go down with Thomas Andrews, sitting looking at the clock.
We're never going on a cruise.
I don't want to go on a cruise. Got no interest.
Okay, well, it's not happening anyway.
I'd rather.
Be lucky if you get me on a little freaking river boat tour.
No,
No, I'll do that.
I want to go deep sea fishing. Like deep sea fishing.
No.
Not where Jaws lives. Because Jaws is real.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Dun-dun.
Is that what you hear every time I get up in the morning?
Yeah. No, all I hear when you get up in the morning is boom, my name's Joda. Wake up. Just stomping. It's true, like you know how much you stomp.
No, I don't stomp on her. I'm just heavy footed.
Yes, I know you're heavy footed. And you stomp and you wake everyone up. Even him next door moaned. He said, "Bloody hell."
Shut up! No, he didn't.
Who's that getting up at 6:30 stomping around?
No, swear on my life, dick.
Well, no, I wouldn't. I would not be surprised if he. Yeah, he does moan.
No, he doesn't.
He does. Good wine, this. I think Snoop Dogg should sponsor us. I'll get his wine out. Put it there.
Is it nice? Can I smell it?
Yeah. Do you want to smell out the glass or the
glass?
It tastes pretty similar to that Red Roo one.
Smells quite nice.
But it's just not. It's not. I think I have a sip then.
No, I can't have a sip.
Yeah, actually, I.
What?
Baby needs something. Baby living. Baby swimming around. In a glass of wine. What? Right, should we leave it at that? Yeah?
We probably spoke less about Titanic in the whole thing.
Well, it's fine, like we got all that out at the start.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on. I'll see you again soon.
Yeah, in a minute when we have dinner.
Yeah, we'll be having dinner. Well, no, I'll come and sit there.
No, you will not.
Watch Titanic.
Watch
No.
Titanic and have dinner.
No.
Stop doing that. Tom.
Right.
So disrespectful to the mother of your child
Oh.
and your unborn child.
I'm not unborn child.
My child upstairs.
Fuck out. Okay.
Bye.
Oh, it's not recording.